music today, so I hope you'll be able to hear me. They got the classic rock. Classic rock on Hot 97. Turn the knob and break it off. We play all the rock that cocks your block here on Hot 90. What's poppin', everybody? It's your old pal Boogie Bob, and I come correct with the tech to your neck and I wreck your set, but you don't really hear me though. You feel me? Out of vacation. I didn't do the news for like 3 days. I missed you. I ain't got no friends. I got nobody. Even the pigeons don't care about me. I brought the pigeons M&M's today, but they don't seem to be interested. This is my thumbnail. Real quick before I get into anything, we had a birthday the other day. We were doing the news right here, and it started raining. It was a torrential flood. Noah's Ark went by. There was only one unicorn on the boat. Now, I don't know, I guess that's why there's no unicorn. I take that back. It was raining. It started raining before I could do the birthdays, and it was our dear friend Kevin Butler's birthday. So Kevin Butler, happy birthday, my friend. I did not forget. I just couldn't get to it because I was running from the torrential thunderstorm. Let's get on with the news. Let's get on with news and views you can use if you choose. If you choose not to use the news and views, then snooze, you lose, you booze. That was flawless. It couldn't have gotten no better than that. Couldn't have been no better than that. I don't have the thing yet because I haven't slept in 5 days. It turns out methamphetamines don't let you sleep. I just can't sleep good on methamphetamine. But I'm gonna quit. Remember that commercial? There used to be a commercial. But there's always tomorrow. I'm gonna quit methamphetamines tomorrow. It's pretty windy out here, so I hope that you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me okay, or should I put my microphone on? If you're having trouble hearing me, let me know. I'll put the mic on. Hi, Nyan. Hi, other people whose names I can't see. I can't. Uh-oh. Sam was born in a small town. Got her in a small town. That's John Cougar Mellencamp. I saw him in concert one year. His name was John Cougar. Then I saw him a year later. His name was John Mellencamp. I go, who the hell's this guy? He had little pink houses for you and me. Freaking over a flyer over food nicks. A freaking flyer over food nicks. Why don't they just say a flyer was pissed off about not getting food on a plane? Hey, United, here's a story about Jack and Diane. Different story. Different. He's from Indiana, so he does a lot of those small towns. Here's a story about Jack and Diane. Two lovers trying to get it when they can. A United Airlines flight bound for Amsterdam had to be diverted to Chicago because an unruly passenger allegedly upset because he didn't get his first meal choice. Folks, today is a punch you in the face Wednesday. Anybody who's on a plane and doesn't get the food of their choice, it sucks. But do you really want to destroy the flight for 600 other people? Are you really that much of a creep? United Flight 20, which took off from Houston on Sunday afternoon, made an unexpected stop at O'Hare International. That's in Chicago. So police could escort the disrupted passenger off the plane. Once off the plane, he was shot by gang members. The unruly passenger seated in business class may have been intoxicated, duh, you think? When he learned that he wouldn't be getting his meal preference. The Twitter user said the passenger had just one message for the man who delayed his flight, F you. It remains unclear what meal the man had gotten upset over, but United typically offers full 3-course meal in business class. You get your choice of ribs, salmon, or pasta. So he's sitting there. He's like, this is going to be a great flight, honey. I'm having such a good time. I can't wait to get to Amsterdam to buy weed. Oh, it's time to eat. Oh, I can't wait to get my ribs. Pardon me? Pasta? Bitch, I'll kill you and your family. This guy's going to kill the flight attendant and her family because he didn't get ribs. Now, listen, Your Honor. I gotta be honest, I was supposed to get ribs and they gave me pasta. Dismissed. Dismissed. I understand you're being upset about that, sir. And you should have. Kevin Costner. Ruling is Kevin Costly. Married to his wife of 30 years. He has to pay the child support. He should pay child support. Judge Thomas Adder. By the way, guys, a woman's job. Let me rephrase that. A woman who has children, that is a full-time job. So I don't want to hear the husband was out. Kevin Costner was out making lots of movies. She was home taking care of the kids. Allegedly. Allegedly. She's a homemaker. Judge Thomas ruled Thursday that the Yellowstone star, Kevin Costner, 68, has to pay his 49-year-old wife, handbag designer, $130,000 per month to support their 3 kids. He's got to pay her $130,000. And believe me, she's not jumping up doing backflips. That's chump change compared to what she was getting during the union. $130,000 a month, that would be all right for me. I could afford all my lady friends, all their dinners, their nails, their hairs. Can't do that. $130,000 a month. Right now I make $130 a month. At least that's what I tell them. Rare South African flakeover. Johannesburg, South Africa. Got a rare dusting of snow this week. Got snow in July in South Africa. Oh, there's no climate change. No, it's perfectly normal. Could you imagine you're in South Africa where it's 100-something degrees every day and you get snow? It's the city's first snow in more than 10 years, more than a decade. The unexpected snow covered various provinces through the weekend. It delighted residents gallivanting. Residents were gallivanting. I gallivanted back in college. Among the snowflakes which last coated the area in 2012. 11 years down the line, it's exciting that we have snow. Why does this even make in the paper anymore? Gunshots shoot 4 in the Bronx. That's a Tuesday night, my friends. It's horrible. 4 people, including 2 young brothers, were wounded Tuesday night when 2 gunmen fired into a crowd. Those are cowards. They just take a gun and shoot into a crowd. Teen girl shot in Morrisania. What the hell is that? What the hell is Morrisania? A 17-year-old girl was struck by a stray bullet in the Bronx Park. Bronx Park, Morris Ania. We had a bust in a senior assault. The unhinged stranger who allegedly shoved and kicked an elderly woman in broad daylight after she left Macy's Herald Square last month was busted this week. Put him under the jail. Anthony Quamel, 21, was arrested late Monday afternoon and charged with assault in connection. 115 unprovoked attack on a 75-year-old woman on 6th Avenue right outside of Macy's. Guys, this could have been your grandma. This could have been you. This could have been my sugar mama. Not cool. I'm not doing it. Petty theft in Gotham. Okay, now guys, I don't know what you think of this, but this is Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill, when I was dating Jessica, tried to holler at her. I'm Jonah Hill. Get out of here. She was not impressed. She had Boogie Bob at home. I'm not going to go for Jonah Hill. I don't care if he does good movies. Well, I give Jonah Hill props for even walking up to try to holler at Jessica because she's so stunningly beautiful. His ex-girlfriend right here released all his text messages. Now, I read every text that she released, and although he's very clingy and very insecure, first of all, she's a model, and she's a surfer. A surfer model. What do you think she wears in her photos? A burqa? No. She wears a bathing suit. He did not want her taking pictures in bathing suits, hanging around men, or hanging around women who had a bad past. Listen, you're going to date Boogie Bob, you hang around with whoever the hell you want. Don't put no leash on nobody, bro. It don't work. If you don't have trust and a solid foundation and a detective that follows them everywhere, you have nothing. Every time I talk to Bria and she's at a club, I go, hi, boo, what you doing? She says, nothing, just at the club. I say, if I catch you talking to one boy, you and him both get knocked out. She says the same thing every time. You so stupid. 22 years in grisly gang slay, a member of the vicious MS-13. First of all, I don't even agree that they're a gang. They certainly are not guilty of it. Was hit with a 22-year prison sentence for beating death of Long Island teenager. First of all, MS-13, they don't shoot you. They beat you to death or they chop you up with machetes. It's horrible. Horrible, horrible game. Allegedly. A 10-year-old South Carolina boy nearly died from guzzling 6 bottles of water in an hour. We had a president. Does anybody know? Where's Ambrose? Does anybody know? Where's Rev? Is Rev here today? If you Google, we had a president who wasn't even a president very long. And it was like Millard Fillmore, one of these guys. He won the presidency, and then he went and played tennis in the heat. He came back and he ate ice cream and died. In the heat, you gotta be very careful. Drink your water, stay hydrated. You can't drink 10 bottles of water, bro. It's not a good idea. Yeah, Rev is on a holdout for more cash. Him and Jordan Joe are sitting at a table right over there doing this. I don't know what's going on. Out my back door. Ray Jordan and his cousins were full throttle running circles around the house. A bunch of boys together jumping on the trampoline. When Ray lost his motor function, he was rushed to Pena Prism Hospital, where he was treated for water intoxication or dangerously low levels from too much water. He made a full recovery. Why does that make it in the paper? I mean, God bless him, but really? A 10-year-old South Carolina boy nearly died after guzzling water, but he's okay now. Breaking news, folks. A New York Police Department officer. Obstruction big, suspended. The NYPD inspector accused of obstructing a probe into former Mayor Gilligan. The migrants are still coming through. Did you guys check the video I made last week where it was a thunderstorm? Me and Bria were walking, and all of a sudden I walked next to that hotel right there on 8th Avenue. There's literally 8,000 migrants standing out because they got nowhere to go. They can stay in the hotel room or they can stand downstairs on the street. It is packed. Pregnant ladies, kids out there smoking. It was insane. One kid wrecked his bicycle right on camera. That was a Boogie Bob exclusive. Okay, so the GOP are feeling a little bit crunchy today. They had a whistleblower is the one who said the Bidens were doing stuff. The Bidens are bad people. I'm a whistleblower. Well, it turns out the whistleblower jumped bail. He's working for China. He's got like 14 felonies. Not to be trusted. I'm not sticking up for the Bidens, but if you have a whistleblower, you can't be Charlie Manson. Speaking of Charlie Manson, Leslie Van Houten. It's not Van Houten, it's Van Houten. Leslie Van Houten, one of Charlie Manson's followers. She was 17 or 18 at the time. She thought Charlie Manson was Christ. 1969. She was in the murder of the LaBiancas. I believe it was the LaBiancas, or maybe it was the Folgers. But she helped murder a husband and wife. She was not at the Sharon Tate murder. However, she just got out of jail yesterday after 50 years. 50 years, I wouldn't even know what to do. Leslie Van Houten is out of prison at the age of 70. Stand close to me. Don't stand. Don't stand. If I hear the song and I know it, you're getting the melody. But I don't know all the words. So jealous, you know how they can get. It's not so easy to be the teacher's pet. Everybody at home, don't stand. Female Texas police sergeant has been fired following allegations he had sex with another officer in a patrol car while on duty. She had sex with the other officer. Now, I hope the other officer was fired as well. The alleged hookup happened while former Sergeant Kelly Metz and Deputy Patrick Byrne, then employed by the Como County Sheriff's Office, were parked at an Antler Cafe in San Antonio. A witness, David Brakate, it should say a snitch, David Brakate, told investigators he heard moaning sounds like sexual gratification coming from the area of the patrol car. I don't know what sexual sounds sound like. Usually while I'm having sex, my girlfriend's playing canasta or bingo. Baby, you enjoying this? Oh, I got a 7 of clubs here. Sometimes they do crossword puzzles, which I find to be very relaxing. What's a 7-letter word for arachnid? Oh, baby, just hold still. Oh, it's spider. Spider. He heard moaning coming. Supervisor was questioned about the incident in December. She claimed she had been teaching him how to conduct felony traffic stops in her vagina. She was questioned about it, and she said she was in the car teaching him how to give felony. By the way, the guy, this David Brackhart who snitched, he threw a rock at the car, which earned him a charge of criminal mischief. So he's walking by, 2 cops are inside screwing, and he throws a rock at the car. He was arrested. When her supervisor was questioned about the incident in December, she claimed she had been teaching him how to conduct felony traffic stops. She later admitted she had sex with him twice, though insisted the sex took place at home. Sweet emotions. It's Aerosmith. I don't know if you can hear it. A Las Vegas family is mourning a toddler who accidentally shot himself at a caregiver's home this weekend. You drop your child off at a caregiver, and the caregiver has guns laying around. This is a piece of shit who should go to prison for life. Talk about the things that nobody wears. Something, go back, compare. I don't know what it is. Jealous Stevenson, 2 years old, fired the gun at himself in the bedroom in the family member's home near the Air Force Base. The boy was transferred into a medical center. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police is investigating the incident for possible abuse and neglect. Folks, if you have a gun in your home and you have a child that comes over and that child sees that gun, that child will pick up that gun. That child will shoot that gun because they think it's just a toy. They will either shoot and kill someone else or they will kill themselves. Please, lock up your guns. Have a gun safe or a gun box. Don't let anybody have the combination. 2-year-old son. 2-year-old child. Okay. R-E-S-P-C-T. Find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Take care of TCB. I never got that line. Take care of TCB. TCB is taking care of business. So she's really saying take care of taking care of business. Anyways, there she is, Aretha. Considered the greatest voice in Americana. Absolute brilliant. I saw her twice in concert and the girl could sing. Can't sing, she can sing. Well, she had a will. She died. She had a will. She wrote one in 2011. But when she died, they found this. Her niece found this in a couch cushion. A handwritten will from 2014. So the sons all were fighting over. She's got a large estate, I'm sure. They're all fighting over her money. She's dead. I want her Rolls Royce. No, I get her bracelet. They're fighting. Well, the judge has ruled that this will is good. It was the last one written. He and his brother won the case over a third brother. Your mom dies and you're all fighting over the stuff. A Michigan cold case murder suspect who escaped from custody Sunday was rearrested. This guy is a piece of crap. He escapes, and he's like a mountain man, so he escapes into the mountains, they think. Chadwick Mobley, 42, was taken into custody around 6:10 p.m. in Plains under Sanders County Sheriff. He slipped out of his handcuffs and his ankle shackles. How do you slip out of your ankles and your handcuffs? This guy's not a criminal, he's Houdini. He now has a show in Vegas. 2-drink minimum, you should drop by. It's not in here, but I just saw a story on TMZ that sickened me. Dog the Bounty Hunter. You pathetic, chain-smoking, old craggly piece of shit. Screw you, Dog the Bounty Hunter. Unless he's behind me, he can kick my ass. Listen, we all saw the show, Dog the Bounty Hunter. The guy was a badass. Him and his stupid hair and his dumbass glasses and stupid gloves and stupid wife and stupid kid, stupid show and stupid. He's just a horrible. With your feet off the ground, can't look, you can't come down. You're gonna move to the beat of the sound. Hot fire in your veins, burning hot, but you don't feel the same. Something. That's Foreigner. I used to be very good friends with Mick Jones and his wife Ann. I never could believe it. Foreigner was one of my favorite groups of all time. Throughout the 80s, I saw them in concert like 30 times. I come to New York. I'm a big shot at Planet Hollywood. The owner, one of the owners of Planet Hollywood's best friend was Ann Jones. And she liked me. Who would picture this, but younger, with a six-pack and a protruding chin. Urgent your love can be. Ann Jones. And I told her one day, I said, I am a huge fan of Foreigner. She goes, oh, hold on, Mick. I'm like, getting ready to shit my pants. Here comes Mick Jones. Mick, this is my friend Robert. Robert happens to be a big admirer of yours. After that, I couldn't get rid of the guy. We became besties. I'm best friends with Mick Jones. I think he tested me. On the first album, which I knew every word to every song. Star Rider, Rider. And he was like shocked that I knew every word. I said, name a song. I don't care about this one. So urgent. Urgent. Oh boy. Here's Pamela. Pamela died trying to save Millie. I hope at least Millie lived. Flooding, horrible flooding. I'm going to get back to the Dog the Bounty Hunter in a second. Horrible flooding going on in Vermont. The father of the woman killed in upstate New York. Freak Flood described the post how he watched his daughter die trying to save her dog. Added the animal did survive, but is now deeply traumatized. Animals can be traumatized, that's a fact. Edward Nugent. I hope he's Ed Nugent. The guy's name is Ed Nugent. His brother Ted said that when a chunk of the family yard collapsed into tributary creek running behind the house, Fort Montgomery during the deadly rainfall Sunday evening, his daughter Pamela, 43, panicked and tried to escape. She got really scared, said the dad, who was across the street at the time, trying to help her struggling fiance with their cars. Guys, forget the cars, forget the luggage, forget everything. Get your pets and get you and get the hell out of there. She tried to come out with the dog, and we screamed at her, stay in the house, stay in the house. She started screaming, the house is going to fall, the house is going to fall. Soon as she hit the road, she was gone. Pamela's body was discovered at the bottom of the ravine near the home, with her beloved dog, Minnie, near her, still alive. But now, according to her father, the dog, Minnie, has been traumatized. Dog the Bounty Hunter, you piece of garbage. His beloved wife, Beth, passed away from cancer suddenly a couple years back. He was distraught. I thought it was the most romantic thing in the world. He really loved his wife. I'm like, what does that feel like to love your wife? I don't know. My wife hates my guts. By the way, she said to me today that she would like to do my show. I said, sure, come on. So you will be meeting my ex. So, and she's an empath. So she's going to read your auras and do all kinds of stuff. Dog the Bounty Hunter's on this Christian program. There's a real Christian program on a podcast. Him and his new wife looks just like Beth. He's got a type. Looks just like her. He's wearing his stupid glasses and his stupid hat with his stupid hair and his stupid beads. He's stupid. He's stupid. First of all, he has 2 daughters. One of them is openly lesbian. And I remember he had phone calls she recorded a while back where he was using the N-word and talking about gays and all this. And I thought, let it go. He's probably an okay guy. He just said stupid shit. No, he's not. He's a horrible, horrible human being. So he was on the podcast. He starts talking about Bud Light and about this transgender woman, McGaney, whatever the hell her name is. Someone in there, get in the comments. And he says that he is going to punch her in the face when he sees her and give her 2 black eyes because she's trans. Dog the Bounty Hunter says he's going to Mulvaney. He's going to punch her in the face for being trans. His daughter got on the phone and said, "Dad, well, how dare you say that? I'm lesbian. Are you going to punch me in the face for being lesbian?" He goes, "Being gay is wrong." He doubled down. He's on a Christian podcast talking about punching a trans woman because she's a trans woman. Dog the Bounty Hunter, I would say I hope they cancel you, but you're nothing. You're shit under my shoes. You are nothing. You ain't got no show. You probably broke. Talking about people like that is absurd and horrible. And I hope you get what you got coming to you. I'd like to thank our sponsor. It's our sponsor. This ain't your daddy's Coca-Cola. Zero calories. Watch when I turn sideways, how good I look. I should have drank it when I came out here. It was hot. It tastes really good when it's cold. It tastes like shit when it's hot. Also want to thank our sponsors, M&M's. These ain't your daddy's M&M's. These got peanuts in them. Not penis. Peanuts. Joe Biden is over there talking to old Zelensky. Volodymyr Zelensky. He wants to be admitted to NATO. Shout out to Sweden. Or Switzerland. One of the two. Just got admitted to NATO. Let's go on with what we got. A serial DUI driver. A serial DUI. That means more than one drunk driving. Serial probably means 3 or 4. Kills dad and son. What should happen to this person? What do you guys think should happen to a drunk driver who keeps getting arrested? In 1981, I was arrested for a drunk driving. The limit was 1.0, and I came in at 1.0. I'm not a drinker. I had a couple beers, and I was with a young lady who was, while I was driving, which I was probably all over the lines. The cop pulled me over. His name was Arthur Koch. Arthur Koch gave me arrested me. And I went to jail. I never did it again, ever. So I'm ashamed of it. About a year later, Arthur Koch was shot and murdered by a legless Vietnam crazy veteran named Stanley Verkitis. Stanley Verkitis, who I had sold stolen guns to, and thank God he did not use the gun I sold him to kill this officer. Art Koch gave me a drunk driving. I resented him. I made every excuse in the book. I don't even drink. He's a lying piece of crap. I was getting the blowjob. That's bullshit. He didn't. I was wrong. I was wrong. And Arthur Koch did not deserve to be shot. I always wished I could have went back and apologized to him, but he was murdered by this douche I knew named Stanley Verkitis. You can Google it. Vietnam vet, lost both his legs to a landmine, came home to my hometown. It was just a little, I think I went to his house a couple times. Once I sold him guns. The other time I went in there to smoke some joints, and I was scared for my life. I ended up shooting Arthur Koch and killing him. Anyways, this serial repeat drunk driver with a suspended license killed he's got a suspended license, killed a father, son, heading to a Florida college orientation over the weekend. The father-son bonding going to the college orientation. He killed the father and the son, and the dreams of the family, I'm sure. It's a her. I was being sexist. I apologize. It's a her. It's her third drunk driving in 10 years. Now, if it's her third drunk driving arrest in 10 years, how many times do you think she's done it? Thousands? Leslie Gamert, 40, is facing homicide raps after allegedly blowing through a red light, slamming into the car carrying Coloradans. Shane Lloyd, 50, and his son Jacob Lloyd, 19. Police said the victims were making a legal turn in Orlando when Gamert, who was sued just last year in connection with another crash, careened directly into them after entering an intersection at a high rate of speed. The Lloyd's vehicle rolled over several times and ended up on its roof. My brother was my hero. So for this to be like a double whammy for our family, it's hard to take all this in, said Shane's sister. Doesn't mention her dad. I don't like that. Your dad and your brother were killed. What do you have to say? My brother is great. The end. Horrible, horrible. God bless them both, and God bless their family. Athlete. A stabbed athlete was paralyzed. A Florida high school softball star who was allegedly stabbed 15 times by her stalker ex-boyfriend. I brought you the story when it happened in a Boogie Bob exclusive. Revealed that she was left paralyzed from the chest down in a sickening attack, but said she's going to be okay. She's only 17. Madison Shemitz, a rising senior at Poli Verde High School, publicly for the first time has spoken out about being ambushed at a local sports bar or restaurant on June 3rd by her deranged ex-boyfriend. Spencer Pearson attacked her mom, and a Good Samaritan before turning the knife on himself. I believe he's the one who cut his own throat. He stabbed her and her mom, and then he cut his own throat, and he lived. What you in for? I'm in for car theft. What about you? I'm in for assault on a police officer. What about you? I'm in for cutting my own throat. I'm a douchebag. Got a lady here bouncing a basketball next to me. R-O-C-K in the USA. I wish you'd stop bouncing that damn basketball, bro. Look, there's no run. There's no rhyme or reason for it. I'm not going around the dial. I don't care. Mission Impossible. So on the Paramount channel, they have every Mission Impossible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 7 came out like yesterday. And it is the highest rating of any Mission Impossible. His movies are always good. Number 2 sucked. But the rest are all pretty good. And, you know, I hate name droppers. Just the other day, I told Tom Cruise and Oprah, you shouldn't drop names. It's bad for business. Hi, Stubby. I have not seen Stubby since Joe. Hi, Stubby. How are you? Guys, look who it is. It's Stubby. My old pal Stubby. I don't think Stubby wants. Yeah, I don't even think he saw him. I think I pointed it the wrong way. It's Stubby right there. They used to call me Stubby, but that was in grade school. Rihanna. Look at Rihanna. Rihanna sports her own set of Savage Fenty lingerie. That's not lingerie. That's a bra and panties, bro. I ain't hating. She's, I don't know, 7 months pregnant. God bless her. So, you want to know what it's like to be a multi-billionaire? I think 80 billion. That's Mark Zuckerberg. Look at him. He's training UFC to fight Elon Musk. Now, I really hope he beats the shit out of Elon Musk. I really do. Mark Zuckerberg, guy's worth $80 million. He wears a cheaper hoodie than I have. He don't got no Rolexes. He's walking around in a damn hoodie and flip-flops. Suspected pedophile and former fashion mogul Peter Nygard. Now, Peter Nygard, you guys might know him, you might not. Had this he's an old guy. It's like an old Ralph Lauren, but old. He had a real long, flowing hair like Fabio. He had a huge Nygard, huge store. He got very, very wealthy, became a billionaire by selling cheap women's wear. He would sell also large sizes, cheap large sizes, and people would flock to that. Not everybody's a size 2, guys. There's a lot of large people out there, and he catered to that. He became very wealthy. He owned his own island, and then what he would do is he'd hire all these models from the Caribbean, Africa, wherever. All these models, but they would never model. He would fly them to his island and say, "You're my new model, and I get to screw you." And he would have sex with all of them. Well, many of them were underage. He was busted. He's worth a couple $1 billion. Well, now he's in prison. Suspected pedophile and former fashion mogul Peter Nygard was arrested on more sex crime charges since the 1993 case in which he's accused of sexually assaulting a 20-year-old at his company's headquarters. Okay, that's 20, so that's not pedophilia. Winnipeg, Manitoba police arrest warrant on Monday. Now, guys, he's 81 years old. He's already been in jail for several years. And he's got these court cases coming up. It's a 30-year-old case. The disgraced exec received 2 new charges for sexual assault and unlawful. You could watch the whole story on Hulu, or you can Google him. It's pretty interesting. He was arrested in Toronto South Detention Center, where he's been in custody since 2020. This is a guy who's worth billions of dollars. He's in jail eating corned beef with the rest of the guys. I covered this already. Charles Manson devoting Leslie Van Houten. I kept hearing him on the news caller. Van Houten. She has been released Tuesday from California prison system after spending 53 years. Now, originally they all got a death sentence, but it was overturned as the Supreme Court found that the death penalty. Okay. Anybody got her number? I need to. This guy's name is Harvey. He's a pitcher. I don't know. That's him. Handsome. Here's a list of all his ladies. He's doing okay. He's doing better than I am. He's doing better than me. Of course, I make $112 a month, and he makes $112 million. So. But if you know his girlfriend, give me a call. I need to talk to her. Kind of the corner. Did you guys see these morons? DeSantis and his wife. By the way, it's a very handsome couple. He's handsome, she's good looking. They're just... I watched their thing yesterday, just despicable. They're out to get the woke. Sports anchor sleigh rap. A former anchor for Univision has been busted on suspicion of murder. Hi, Stubby. A former anchor for Univision has been busted on suspicion of murder for allegedly gunning down a relative during a fight in Texas. Jonathan Solarte, 37. He was Univision's lead sports anchor. Hi, hon. How are you? How are you? Good to see you. You look amazing. I said, you look amazing. How is business?
Your business?
How's your business?
How is my business?
Yeah, how's everything going?
Fine.
Beautiful weather. I thought the summer is going to get probably good around 5 or 6 o'clock.
People here.
Right. Well, I'm here every day. I always look for you. It's so nice to see you. Thank you, hon. I got me a 40 that's all over Boogie Bob. I mean, I can't blame her. And she's fine. I'm breaking up with Bria at 6 o'clock. Anybody know this song? Can you hear this song? Chair. I thought that the lonely ones summer is there. Chair. I don't even know what the hell they're saying. The sensation. Hi, colleagues. So the guy's an anchor. He's an anchor for Univision. He's the head sports guy. And his name is Jonathan Solarte. Jonathan, what do you got going on today? Well, the Yankees look pretty good out there, Steve. The Canucks are holding their own in the playoffs. Also, I killed the guy Thursday. And the Spanish Coast Guard. Oh, they will always love me. Amazing. It's the Beatles. I think it's the Beatles. Jets, that's it, that's it. Suffering Jets. Ooh. Guys, I'm a young kid. I'm 22 years old, so this is obviously it's not the Beatles. It's Paul McCartney and the Wings. Thank you, Billy. Billy's on it right there. Hold on, what do we got going here? Oh, Kevin Butler's in the house. Did Kevin Butler miss his shout out? Kevin Butler, we were doing the news the other day. We had a horrible torrential rainstorm. I was almost killed by raindrops. And we did not get a chance to wish you a very happy birthday. God bless you, Kevin Butler. Always love me. Amazing. I'm only 22 years old, guys. I don't know these old-timer songs from the 80s. I go back to Will Smith, the classics, 2004. Spanish Coast Guard rescued 2 Nigerian migrants who stowed away on the rudder of the ship. That story would be even more amazing if I knew what a rudder was. That arrived in the Canary Islands from Togo. A Coast Guard spokesman and the police said on Tuesday. Where's Togo, Joe? It is north of the peninsula, from the southern equator. After being rescued on Monday night in the port of Las Palmas, the migrants were taken to a hospital. They were later released and were transferred back to the ship, which has to return them to their port of origin. All that for nothing. In a video and photos published on Twitter by Las Palmas Maritime Police, the 2 stowaways are shown hunkered on the rudder. When asked what their dream was, they both said in unison, "We wanted to go to New York so we could get robbed and mugged." Uh-oh. They're playing all the classics. There's the sub. There's what's left of the sub as it imploded. And here's the 5 people that were killed. Very sad. Very sad. Mount Everest. 6 people were killed when a helicopter taking tourists. Now 5 people were killed when these tourists went to the Atlantic. 6 people were killed when a helicopter taking tourists to see the world's highest peak suddenly crashed near Mount Everest. Now listen, when I was a young boy and we were in Turkey, I remember taking a plane ride. I think we might have been coming to the States or leaving the States. And it's rumored that Noah's Ark actually landed in a Mount Ararat in Turkey. They believe, scientists believe, some scientists, a scientist believes, a scientist maybe thinks, irrelevant, that the Ark landed at Mount Ararat. Anyway, we flew over it. It's one of the tallest mountains in the world. And I was in the plane. I was a boy, 6 years old, looking out the window. And I'm telling you, bro, I'm not even exaggerating. This is 50, 60 years ago, 50-something years ago. I still remember the tip of the mountain almost hitting the wing of our plane. I'm looking out there going, is this normal? Why ain't nobody out here screaming like I'm getting ready to start screaming? The damn tip of the mountain almost hit the airplane wing. That was crazy. Freeze frame. This is the Jake Isles bear, if I'm correct. There's new victims in the coach rape case. At least 5 new alleged victims have come forward with claims against the Tennessee soccer coach accused of recording himself raping young boys. Franklin police have identified 3 of the 10 victims who appeared in the videos being assaulted while unconscious on a cell phone. So he had sexual, inappropriate sexual conduct with these children, and he videotaped. That's a little souvenir. That souvenir is going to cost you a whole lot of ass raping in prison, my friend. Good riddance. Franklin police identified 10 of the victims, 3 of the 10 victims who appeared in the videos. Camilo Huerta Campos has admitted to owning the cell phone. The 5 other potential victims came forward with complaints against the popular coach after hearing his arrest. Those are 5 that we did not know about. We would not go into detail. He would not go into detail regarding the new fresh allegations against 63-year-old's years of alleged drugging and sexually assaulting the boys came to light earlier this week after Franklin police revealed his phone was found with videos of heinous acts which he had allegedly recorded himself and saved. He apparently made the mistake of leaving his cell phone, so he got caught. Thank you, Jesus. He got caught because Shorty likes me. She's fine, too. She's very pretty. Looking over. Trying to get daddy's attention. You got it, girl. Now what you gonna do with it? This ain't easy. From over there, it made it look easy, but all this ain't easy. Beautiful. Beautiful. I hear Alice Cooper. I'm 18 and I don't know what I want. That's Alice Cooper. He apparently made the mistake of leaving his cell phone with the videos at a pizza shop. This moron don't have a lock on his phone. I go to sleep, Bria or whoever, it's my phone, they get napped. They better have me sleeping with my thumbprint on there. Guess what? I sleep with gloves on, with my phone duct taped inside my sock. You ain't getting me, Playboy. This idiot raping children. And then he has his phone at the pizza shop. He leaves his phone. Alice Cooper, who I met, is a very, very nice person. Super nice. Especially now that he's off drugs. He does no drugs. Doesn't even smoke. He left it at a pizza shop. Records show he alleged the rapes of boys from 9 to 17, likely go back for years. In my 25 years of law enforcement, almost as much time being a dad, this is one of the most unnerving, unraveling cases. I promise you, those sheriffs want to take him for a little joyride in the country. Marjorie Taylor Greene, what a despicable, sickening, disgusting human being. The thing about her politics isn't about her horrible nastiness. She's a horrible person. Firebrand, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's in the Freedom Caucus. Freedom Caucus. And they are the worst of the worst. These are the dredge, the rightest of right. Nothing wrong with being a Republican. They are the rightest of right. They think Trump is too soft. These are the ones that are the worst of the worst. They want to kill gays and transgenders and migrants. They're just horrible. I believe she's the pipe bomber. I believe she will be arrested at some point by the FBI for being the pipe bomber. I believe it's her. I'm not the only one. But anyway, she's been kicked out. She's so bad, she got kicked out of her own caucus. Now, I got kicked out of a caucus, but that was in college. Whole different. Wife held in Travis Aid slave. Looks like Jerry Garcia. Stagehand for country music superstar Randy Travis was shot dead over the weekend by his wife. Who believed he was having an affair. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. That's fact. Christine Roberts, 72, was arrested and charged with criminal homicide Sunday after she allegedly shot her husband, Thomas Roberts, on the porch of their Nashville, Tennessee home. 2 weeks later, Randy Travis had written a song about it and it went gold. My stagehand cheated on his wife, then she shot him, took his life on a Tuesday at the trailer park. He died. Well, he was just a good old boy. That gun she shot was not a toy. She shot him through his eye, and now he's gone. But he lives on in his song. Somebody write that now. I think we got a hit right there. I'm not making light of his death. I apologize. When officers responded to the home, she told them she shot her husband because he had cheated on me. A jail in a fatal UK. Oh, I hear Bruce Springsteen. Well, I was a baseball player back in high school. It's glory days. Look at that. Ambrose with the win. Look at that fool boy. A member of a people smuggling gang was jailed for nearly 13 years in London court for manslaughter of 39 Vietnamese men. Okay, he manslaughtered 39 Vietnamese men and got 13 years. How about life? Are these Vietnamese men so nothing to the world that this guy gets 13 years for killing 39 of them? Men, women, and children. I'm sorry. It was men, women, and children who suffocated to death as they were being smuggled into Britain. It's a horrible, horrible death. Marius Drachi was sentenced to 12 years and 7 months, having last month pleaded guilty to the horrors. Red card for kidnapping or theft. A New Jersey couple was arrested after allegedly stealing more than $91,000 from a youth soccer league to fund their splurges, including a trip to Disney World. This is a couple that I'm sure was raising money for soccer. Jim, you got $10 to give to my soccer kids? Yeah, they need uniforms and I need to go to Disney? I mean, they need uniforms. Joseph Morosky, a former field director for the Old Bridge Soccer League, and his wife Kathleen were booked Monday for making a series of unauthorized withdrawals after being alerted by the league of missing funds, $91,000. Oh, MS high school, what is MS? Middle school. Principal lay in wait with McDonald's treats. Here's the principal. A perv no pal to teen girl. He gave her a McFlurry. Kitty bait. Cops say school principal Daniel Erickson had a McDonald's Grimace milkshake and condoms on him when they busted him in attempted rape of a child, luring charges. Guys, I'm going to say this one time. Never, ever, ever talk to children on the internet. Don't go to their house. Don't go to meet them. Don't talk to them. You're going to go to prison for 60 years, bro. An upstate middle school principal. Bria, girl, you know I'm on the news. Girl, you know I'm on the news. Why you calling? To lure a 16-year-old girl to meet him in a remote location for sex, bringing with him condoms, chicken nuggets, and a Grimace milkshake. 16-year-old girl. He's going to go have sex with her because he brought her a damn nuggets and a milkshake. He's 55 years old. He'd been allegedly communicating with the teen for at least a week before his arrest. The principal made statements to her that indicated he was going to engage in sexual conduct with a minor. Come on, Ambrose, who's this? Allegedly. Anybody? This is again, I saw you again today. I had to turn my heart away. Man, I saw Heart in concert, I don't know, 5 or 6 times. I'm actually on a Heart album. It's a double album, it's a live album. They screwed up. They came to Concord, California. I was sitting there having a good ass time, probably high and drinking. Now won't you, Barracuda? Yeah. And Nancy says halfway through the night, y'all having a good time tonight? Yeah, we're having a great time. We're recording an album tonight. You're all going to be on our album. So make sure you make lots of noise if you love the song. Sing along if you like. Then they play Dog and Butterfly. It's their slowest medley. Dog and Butterfly. When we reach the sky. It's a very, very slow song. And it's Dog and Butterfly. If you listen to the album, you hear Bob Bowen. I yell that shit like 10 times. Bob Bowen. I'm on Letterman, Conan, Jay Leno. But on those shows, you can't go Bob Bowen. You have to go like this. Bob Bowen. Bob Bowen. Because if they see you moving your lips, you get kicked out. But at a concert, you do whatever you want. Pair of random street attacks. 2 New Yorkers were injured in separate random attacks in the city last week. One hit in the head with a rock The other bludgeoned with a baseball bat. Welcome to New York. Baseball bat brute. Hours later in the Bronx, a brute whipped out a baseball bat and used it to repeatedly strike a 37-year-old man walking at the aqueduct. Okay. Where's all my computer nerds out there? This lady right here will give you $5,000 if you find her a husband. First of all, can I marry her and get the $5,000? I don't know. She's pretty hot. Who says money can't buy love? Sick of being single? A wannabe bride is offering a hefty referral bonus to anyone who successfully finds her a groom. A while ago, I told my friends I'll pay them $5,000 to introduce me to my husband, Eve Coulson, 35, a corporate litigator. We would never work. A corporate litigation attorney. No thanks. I'm out. No wonder she can't find a damn husband. She's probably really, really smart. She's gonna be grilling him. Honey, where were you? Oh, honey, I stopped by 7-Eleven on the way home. 7-Eleven, you say? 7-Eleven is 2.5 miles away. I checked the traffic codes. You would have been here 6.4 minutes earlier. You stopped. Who you fucking? I ain't doing it. Turned off the rock and roll. Top executive at Ford Motor Company was arrested after viciously attacking his wife and threatening to torture two $10,000 Hermes bags. Those are Birkins. First of all, $10,000 is the bottom of the line for a Birkin. Did you know that Oprah went to London one day? She went into a store. They don't know her like they know her here. Oprah Winfrey went in there, and the Hermes bag, a Birkin bag, was $47,000. Oprah walked in and says, "I'd like to see that." They go, "Oh, no, ma'am." She says, "Well, I want to buy it." "Oh, ma'am, you're blocked." Google it. I think that person probably was fired. Oprah's one. "Hey, Joe, how are you, buddy?" "Guys, it's our old pal, Jordan Joe."
Enjoy your city.
"How have you been, my friend? You look good."
Oh,
All right. Everybody. Jordan Joe, walking by. Just walking by. I think he's going to stop at the table right next to me. I got no hard feelings. I don't know why he assaulted her, but he threatened to, burn her handbags. Frank Louis Victor, head of Ford Next Automotive Vehicle Division, allegedly slapped and headbutted his wife. He should be fired from the company. And she should divorce him and take him for everything. With a Google Nest Hub device, cops told Detroit News that Victor was charged with felonious assault and arson. Old pal Jordan Joe walks by. Now he's just sitting over at the other table. Let's do birthdays. I think we'll spin the wheel. We'll only do it 3. That is Cancer. Where she stops, nobody knows. Round and round she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Tick, tick, tick. I say it's going to be green. I was wrong. It's Libra. Feels weird doing the astroscope with Joe sitting 8 feet away. And Cancer. We already did Cancer. Cancer. Leo. Do you think it's a coincidence he's sitting right there, 8 feet away? Cancer. You need to articulate what you have been struggling to say for some time. And cosmic activity in the communications area of your chart will make that easy for you today. Will others listen? That's up to them, but you must speak your mind. Leo, you may be weary of pushing ahead too fast with a new project, but if it's money that is concerning you, what happens today will ease your fears. If it's meant to be with you, you will find ways to make it happen and ways to pay for it. Libra. The more rivals pour scorn on your efforts today, the more you will strive to prove yourself. They sometimes forget that Libra is a cardinal sin. They sometimes forget that Libra is a cardinal sign. Not a cardinal sin, I'm sorry. What the hell is a cardinal sign? And as such, you are driven to make your mark on the world and maybe on them as well. Now we got some birthdays today, but there's one I'm not doing yet. Today is Bill Cosby's birthday. Bill Cosby was America's dad. Bill Cosby was worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Bill Cosby tried to sexually assault my friend Lisa, who's in here all the time. She told me about it when it happened before all this new stuff came out. He allegedly sexually drugged and raped, sexually assaulted over 70 women. Now I'm going to tell you something right now. Only 4 or 5 of them are suing him for monetary damage. Most of them don't want nothing. Also, most of them are in their 70s now, as a lot of these took place in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. I'll never forget when my friend came to me. She was doing some kind of spin-off. She was going to be an extra. I wonder if she's in here. If she is, she'll say that she was going to do an extra. He tried to get her to go to her trailer. She's very smart, and she refused, and he started screaming at her in front of everybody. F-words and this, in front of everybody. He wasn't even trying to hide it anymore. He was now you're going to see on Twitter, on certain parts of Twitter, where they say, oh no, he was trying to buy NBC, and once he did that, they put the mark on him. No, he was a rapist, a sexual predator, and when he went to prison for it, he was let out of prison because he actually made a deal with the district attorney. If he admitted to it, he wouldn't do jail time. Well, he admitted to it. He admitted that he sexually assaulted the one woman and gave her Spanish fly or sleeping pills or date rape drugs. He had a whole skit in the 70s. One of his albums is even on it. If you type in right now, Bill Cosby Spanish fly, he has a whole routine about it. He went on Larry King and did the routine. He did it all over television. He did it on the stand-up. Guys, when you're a young man, you want to go to Mexico. Why? To get some Spanish fly. You put a little in a girl's drink and she'll do anything you tell her to. Well, he was doing that for 60 years. And 70 women came forward. There were hundreds who didn't. He's a rapist. He should be in prison for life. I hope he rots in hell. And if you remember, when he went to prison, he was blind. He couldn't see a thing. Oh, I'm an old man. I shouldn't go to prison. He got out 2 years later. Is he great? He sees fine. He wants to go on tour. He's a piece of shit. Screw you, Bill Cosby, you rapist. Get mad if you want. It's true. Today is Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, probably the meanest, most ornery badass in the history of mean, ornery badasses. Brock Lesnar was a high school superstar in wrestling. He became a college superstar in wrestling. He was All-American. Then he went to the WWE, where he became world champion. He destroyed everybody. WWE scripted, but then he went to the UFC and he became the heavyweight champion of the world. That is not scripted. He is just a badass, and I'll kick his ass, but don't tell him that. Do not mention that to him. Michelle Rodriguez, great actress, New Yorker. Just going through the dial here. There's not, I already looked earlier, there's not a whole lot going on today. There's all these little, I don't want to kill bugs. Even little tiny ones crawling on me. You want to smack them? I don't smack them. Topher Grace, you know him from the 70s show? Believe it or not, his name is Christopher. This is very common if you want to be in showbiz. Your name is Christopher, you change it to Topher. Topher Grace is 45 years old. Eric, his name was Eric, one of the great comedy legends of all time. You like Eddie Murphy? His brother Charlie Murphy was even funnier than him. Charlie Murphy, you know him from the Dave Chappelle show. He did all the, I'm Rick James, bitch. He was absolutely brilliant, hysterical, and funny. And he ended up dying a couple years ago from cancer. He's a cancer who died of cancer. He died at the age of 57 in 2017. Brooklyn is in a house. They're actually from Roosevelt, Long Island, I believe. Eric Carr. Eric Carr was the drummer for Kiss. He also died at a very young age. Richard Simmons. Happy birthday, Richard Simmons. Guys, I've met a million celebrities. One of my favorite top 3 of all time is Richard Simmons. I walked out of my apartment, I closed my door, I locked it, I turned down the hallway, I went, oh my God, oh hell no, hell no. And he walked up, he goes, what's wrong? I go, I am not going to believe that Richard Simmons is in my building. I'm in the flesh, here I am. He wasn't wearing his little stupid red shorts and his tank top, he was wearing a suit. And he goes, what's your name? I go, Robert. He goes, I think I told him my name was Bob, but he called me Robert. And he says, Robert, come upstairs. I walk upstairs. The neighbor directly above me was his whatever. Really good looking guy. And he says, Frank, I need you to take a picture. I went downstairs. I got my camcorder. Frank held it. And my wife's name at the time's name was Camille. And Richard Simmons says, hi Camille, I'm with Robert, he's leaving you and we're going to Paris, he's so cute, and all this. It was absolutely amazing footage. The next day, or the day after, was 9/11, and I filmed 9/11, and I filmed over the top of that footage. So I have a still picture, but I don't have the video. It was amazing. I used to have a thing called Web TV. I didn't even have a computer. Web TV, and you couldn't do video, you could only do stills. But the reason that I like Richard Simmons so much is because I was a big shot at Motown, and he came and did a sweating to the oldies. That was his thing, where he would dance. You know, get up there and move your hips, and he would play different music. Well, he did a one on Motown one time, and he filmed it at Motown, and I was a big shot there, so I stood by him at the front door. First time I ever met him, and it was 500 very large women. And he knew every single one of them by name. He knew their moms. He knew their dogs. He goes, Susan, oh my God, how are you? How's your brother Frank? Did your mom ever get those flowers? I said, oh, God bless. Hi, Dorothy. Dorothy, oh my God, you look amazing. It was insane. I sat there. I got all my employees, and I said, I want to be like him. They're like, what? He's got the little red shorts on, the little tank top. I said, look at that man. Look at that man right there. They don't see the picture that I see. They see some effeminate man with a crazy looking afro and sweatbands, and he's hi. He's got a big affect on his voice. I saw the heart. I will cry hysterically the day he dies. He's in bad shape now, but he's been missing for years, but he just doesn't want people to see what he looks like as an older man he's got really bad knees. He was obese his whole life. Kids teased him mercilessly. He went on to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars and being the most kind, compassionate human being. He loved Dalmatian dogs, and I ran to the store and I bought Dalmatian stuffed animals. Put a card on the guy's doorknob of the place he went. Anyways, a year or so before when I first met him, he was sitting there at the front door talking to every single person that came in. Hi Frank, how's your mother Ethel? Oh, did she get the chocolates I said? They were diet chocolates now. He was just so kind. He knew all this. I said, how could anybody know that? How could anybody possibly know all the names of all these people? How could someone be so kind and compassionate? And he'd hug them, and you know, I sweat into the oldies. So of course they're very large. I was large, and he was just—he's so tiny. He would dwarf him. He was just one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Richard Simmons, I love you with all my heart. Definitely in my very tip-top celebrities ever. Now we'll do deaths, people that died on this day. We do not celebrate their deaths, except Hitler and a couple others. But we'll see who died today. Maybe I'll celebrate their deaths. Let's see. If they're pieces of crap, I'll celebrate their deaths. Famous deaths on this day, which is July 12th. Alexander Hamilton. Now, Alexander Hamilton, he died in a duel with Aaron Burr. Did you know that? Alexander Hamilton is buried right by the World Trade Center in the Trinity Church. I'll tell you more about that in a second. He was the first Secretary Treasury aide to George Washington, who was famously killed during a duel by Vice President Aaron Burr. You, sir, have insulted my lineage. Hit him with a glove. I shall meet you at dawn. And then they walk. I'll take 10 paces. 1, 2, 3, and then they hit 10 and they raise. Okay, fire. I'd have been like ducking and shiving. Sorry, guys. Just digging in my ear. Sorry, guys. He was shot and killed by Aaron Burr. He was an active participant in the Philadelphia Convention and produced U.S. Constitution. He was the founding father of this country. He resigned from being Secretary of Treasury after an extramarital affair that became public. And they have a story of his life, which is Hamilton. Kelly Preston. What do I know about Kelly Preston? She was in Jerry Maguire, Jack Frost, For the Love of the Game. She was quite an actress. She died. I didn't know she died. I thought she was married to John Travolta. Was she married to John Travolta? She married John Travolta in 1991, and the couple welcomed their first son, Jet. John Travolta drives airplanes, so he named his kid Jet. It's a good thing he didn't drive yachts. He named his kid Boat. I'm not sure. She was starred with Schwarzenegger in Twins, and Tom Cruise and Jerry Maguire. I don't know, along with what's her face, Minnie Riperton. Minnie Riperton was a singer, best known for her 5-octave vocal range. Her biggest hit was "Lovin' You." Dolly Madison. She made cookies and ice cream. Well, they're named after her, but it was not what Dolly Madison was known for. Dolly Madison was the wife of James Madison, who was the President of the United States until 1817. She was known for being a charismatic, fashionable, and witty First Lady. But Dolly Madison, cookies and all that ain't her. They're named after her. Paul Orndorff. Oh man, how I loved and hated Paul Orndorff. Mr. Wonderful. Mr. Wonderful was one of the great wrestling icons of the 80s. My childhood. He was fantastic. He just died just recently. Sherwood Schwartz. What do you know about Sherwood Schwartz? Sherwood Schwartz was the producer of Gilligan's Island, the Brady Bunch, and the two theme songs permanently embedded in our brains. He was studying to enter medical school when his brother invited him to partner with him writing jokes for Bob Hope's radio show. He then wrote for Ozzie and Harriet and Red Skelton. I loved Red Skelton. His Gilligan's Island got horrible reviews. Gilligan's Island was one of the most horrible reviewed shows of all time. But it hung in there for several years. They finally got rescued. Did anybody ever see them get rescued? Because they did. You can go on YouTube and just type in Gilligan's Island Rescue. It's a way different show. It's in color. It's shot different. They actually come in on a boat. They're heroes. Bobby Mercer is a great baseball player. He played with the Yankees for 17 years. I think that's it. I think I've run my course here. John Chancellor. We went over today. It's 4:30. I gave you an hour and a half. I hope that you had fun. I hope you had some chuckles. I hope you ate some fried chicken. I hope you had a theoretical combustion chamber, not a strictly predominant with injunctions that for that I want to thank you all for tuning in. I hope that you are happy. Joe's over there just sitting there feeding the birds. 300 pigeons. I hope that you're happy and healthy, and that you continue to do good, kind things for yourself, because you definitely deserve it. For others, because others deserve it as well. And I hope that you tune in again. Rev, I want to thank you for everything. I really appreciate you. I will be checking the mail tonight. I have a stack of mail this is all at my house to see if our YouTube stuff came in. I want to thank everyone. Colleen, I love you. I always think of you when I wear blue watches. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Till we meet again, except Nyan. Not thanking Nyan. Not today. No. Hell no. Nyan, no. You ain't getting it today. Billy, yes. Rev, yes. Colleen, of course. Nyan, no. Not doing it. Not doing it. Ambrose Snare. Thanks for tuning in, Joe Hernandez. Treaton, yes. I don't play favorites, but Treaton's my favorite. Except RJ. RJ's better than Treaton, but RJ's not as good as Nyan. So it works out, and now it's out. Thanks for tuning in. I love you all equally. Except Treaton I love more than you guys, but that's, what am I going to do? God bless you. Except RJ. RJ I love more.